Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's P to Z up on the mic. Whoa. Hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.
That's great. I love it.
Hello.
Hi.
Are we live?
We are.
Oh, you did that. We went live while I was.
I would have had to let it play a second time.
That's okay. I'm fine with it. Hi, everybody.
Are you okay with it?
Hello.
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 Hello, children. How we doing? How's everybody out there in whatever land you're in? I nearly missed this. I was gonna chill and read a book tonight and check my Twitter almost by accident. Okay, all right. I'll take that. I like it. A little accidental Beauty and the Beast.
I like that.
Lucy's there. Linda, hello. Hi, Linda. How's everybody doing?
As Bob Ross would say, happy accidents.
Happy accidents, yes. Aw, Bob Ross, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy little trees everywhere.
Happy little trees.
Happy little trees.
Yeah, but I was so sad when I found out it was a perm.
Oh, is
That was your takeaway.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was all for it till I found out it was a perm.
Yeah, it's the hairdresser in me, you know. You just.
Do you have some kind of aversion to perms? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I love perms. I'd bring perms. If I still doing hair, I'd bring perms back.
I would. It's perms are making a comeback, especially with men. I've seen it. I've seen they have the what's it called, the mullet.
I don't have enough hair for a perm.
They do the mullet and then they perm the top now.
Yeah, that's what they did in the 80s. It's not. Yeah, that's nothing new.
It's all storming back.
Yep.
I noticed that women are doing a lot of the high hairstyles now too. Again, that's becoming a very big thing. You know.
Yeah, the
Like
higher the hair, the closer to God.
80s style high,
Yeah.
like the heavy
See,
metal
I
hair.
get some Georgia humidity going on down here. I'll get some big hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pie.
Says, holy heck, they were scary enough the first time around. Yeah.
Not if they were done right. They got to do them right.
Well, the what's it called? The show I was telling you about, Candy, with Jessica Biel there, she's got some curly ass permed hair.
You know what's funny is that this past Friday we actually, I don't want to say celebrated, but we recognized my grandmother's 1-year anniversary of her passing, and every time I think of a perm, I think of her. As long as I knew her, she'd get a perm. My aunt, my mom's twin sister, does hair, and she would always do a perm for my grandmother. And that's how I always walk in, I'd smell it, I'd be like, "Oh, Grandma, you get a perm?" She goes, "You know it."
That was that generation. They all had perms.
I mean, she was almost 92 and still getting them. Yep.
Yep.
So I'm going to share our link right now.
Oh, okay. Let's see. You'd rather have that bowl haircut?
Yeah.
She would rather have a Jada's hairstyle.
Which one? She had a couple.
That's
so,
true.
you know.
That's true.
Who's this?
Lucy
Oh,
wants
Lucy?
Jada's hairstyle.
Oh, Zay, what up? Zaynab, what's going on? Zay's in the house.
Hi, Lucy, Linda.
You know, so
Hi, everybody.
I don't know if I mean, obviously we could talk about Fear. I don't know how many of you watch Fear or follow Fear.
I will be the first person to say that I unfortunately have not been able to do it.
That's okay.
I don't know what it is about Fear. Like, the first season had me. That kind of had me the first half, you know what I mean? And then after that, I don't know. It's been very hard for me to sit there and actually watch it. I have to force myself to sit there and watch it.
Yeah, with me and Fear, like I've watched. I just wrapped up watching this past week's episode right before we came on, and I just Linda, if you got anything you want to discuss, throw it out in the chat and we'll talk about it. I'm not trying to say that John Dory was Fear's Rick Grimes, but I feel like ever since, obviously, he left for his own personal reasons, you know, he had other things he wanted to do. I just feel like his character is greatly missed in the storyline. And they're trying to fill that with his dad, you know, and with John Dory Sr. I don't know. I'm trying. I was the one who was really pulling for Fear when it first came out, when everyone hated it.
Yep.
You know, I went back and I fought for this show. I was like, look, you got to give it time. I know season 1 is this or whatever because it starts out this way and it's got to build and whatever. But now I'm watching it and it's just like the storyline, and I know we're supposed to be building up to this. Once again, it's I'm gonna equate it back to Walking Dead, like we talked in the pre-show.
Yep.
You know, we have it's like the savior war with Rick and Alexandria and everything. It's like we have one season that's being stretched and pulled to build up to this big battle, and like I feel like we're gonna get to this big battle and we're gonna be like, like because they've stretched the season so much. It's like when it finally happens, I feel like all your anticipation's gone. You know,
you've been waiting so long.
Yeah. You know, because I mean, that's what happened to me with the savior thing.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, but then they tell you that whole sequence happened in 1 week's time. It's like, wait, you made 2 months, 1 week to me? Like, I mean, one week, 2 months to me? Holy shit.
Well, one thing though, they at least, you know, Fear is getting, you know, they're not afraid to kill off people like The Walking Dead is.
True. No, that's very true.
Dead,
like, in Fear, they just keep throwing people over the top of the damn building.
Just throw them off the roof.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
I mean, and I guess, not for another, but that was pretty, you know, cool. I guess it's, I don't know, not cool. It wasn't cool, but it's like a change of pace to see them like, but did we have any connection or any relation to any of those people they were throwing over the roof? No.
Well, not that those, but I just mean like, you know, Howard and Dory Sr., you know. And so to me, it was like, if they've been very prominent in season 7. So, you know, if you're looking at this season and whatever, they were more I guess Howard's only been in this season, but you know what I'm saying? They were prominent in this season and things like that. Where Walking Dead, the most recent, anybody that's been killed, that's been Marco and Alden are the only ones that have been around for any length of time.
Yeah. Lucy girls, I agree with that, Renee. They just need to throw the whole cast off the roof except Morgan.
Yeah, I don't know, because Morgan's kind of getting on my nerves too. I don't know.
And
like June's the only one I like right now.
Yeah, June really is the only one I like too. But like even now, like, so this whole storyline with Charlie's got radiation
sickness,
burns, sickness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like she's got burns, and but like, what you're using a character that's been really nothing up until recent, and then I'm all for love in the apocalypse. Okay, I'm all for relationships and all that stuff. But, and I don't know how old the boy was. I forget his name.
He was 15.
He was 15. She was 13. You know, but like I'm kind of like, you got 13-year-old making out on TV.
Why do we have to sexualize a teenager?
Forming like this love relationship and all this stuff, and then tragedy strikes. She gets radiation burns and she's sick now, and blah 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 blah.
I mean, how old was
he? Gets thrown off the roof, so it doesn't matter anyway.
I mean, how old was Carl and Enid?
I know, and that's the thing. Like, there's so many reruns of the same story in each show. You know, like it's just like some of this stuff. I'm just like, how many, like, we're just regurgitating.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I can think like with Charlie is if they're gonna kind of like hold on to her until Madison arrives, because she killed Nick.
Mm-hmm.
And Madison, you know, like everyone wants Madison to deal with Charlie. So is there gonna be any kind of I doubt she holds on that long because she's really sick, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But everybody was kind of hoping there would be some sort of, Madison, that's going to be tough for her to deal with, when she finds out Nick is gone, and that Charlie is the one who did it and she's still there with everybody, So I was thinking, until she got sick, I was thinking that there would become some kind of storyline there,
Mm. I'm looking at we got different nicknames now. So Renee, you're strawberry. I'm watermelon, and you're honeybee.
Oh, okay. Why,
I don't know.
Why is Renee strawberry? Why are you watermelon?
I don't know. I must have missed something.
Watermelon. Dave, don't say that.
I mean, look, man.
Baby, come back.
Hey, you can't bash fear and then have Dave love us. So Dave loves fear. Dave's all about it. So
yeah, I know. I just, Dave, you have to agree, man. I feel like a lot that's going on Fear is just, there's too many parallels going on. Like,
it's a little stale.
It's a little croutonish.
You know when you're a teenager and you just don't give a shit, and you have that Pringles can that rolls under your bed, and you find it like 2 months later, and it's a little stale.
But you eat them anyway.
Yeah, but then you're like, but then you're hungover because you're doing shit teenagers shouldn't be doing.
Right.
And then you're like, wow, this actually looks delicious, and then you eat it anyways, and it's stale as shit.
Right.
Fear.
Yeah.
And I liked the Charlie episode because I thought it was good to just see a kid being a kid, and she got to experience some things that a 13-year-old would have, bowling and things like that. You know what I mean? And I think it was just, I get it was kind of just like, out there and whatever, but I just didn't have that big of a problem with it, and this kid is trying to, he lost his dad and he's trying to prove himself to Strand and Howard to, be a part of their community, and he was just trying to fit in somewhere, with men that were older than him, somebody he could look up to. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Pi says, I feel like we just learned about Pookie's teenage years.
Hungover eating steel Pringles.
But what flavor Pringles were they?
Sour cream and onion.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Have you ever had the pepperoni pizza ones?
I have.
They're
phenomenal.
Pretty good.
Phenomenal.
Wow. Pretty good.
I still think they should have made like cheeseburger flavored ones.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Kind of like the Hot Pockets,
Sour cream and cheddar is also very good.
Sour cream and cheddar is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't like the barbecue ones.
No, I've never been a barbecue chip guy. Yeah. I don't know.
Alexis said cheddar is the best.
Kettle chips.
I agree.
I like
Alexis.
It's definitely one of the top.
Cheddar.
I don't know.
Not you, Alexa.
Sorry, every time we say anything, a name with a... my who's listening all the time.
Yeah, the government.
The man.
The FBI.
Alexis, thanks for joining. I don't know, someone new?
Oh.
Someone new. Alexis is in the chat.
I've got to find out who it is, but
you do?
A friend of mine, yeah, I think.
Oh, okay. Chris knows his snacks. Also, sorry, I just ran a premiere covering. Oh, okay. Better call Saul. You better call him. Call Saul. Sal Rosenberg.
So Dave, this actually threw me off because I was what was I on? I think I was actually on YouTube, and I was checking something out, and I was like, when did Dave start doing episodes of Better Call Saul?
Saul.
And I was like, I didn't know you did. So kudos to you. I had no idea.
See, he's bored with Fear too. He had to find something else to do.
Oh,
betrayed.
Love you, Dave. I love you.
Yeah.
Oh, that was painful.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, speaking of other shows that we've been watching in general, like in downtime and all that stuff, and just trying to keep going. If you're into like the Viking / Saxon, Dane, all that stuff, I binge watched The Last Kingdom, which is very good. I loved it. So Last Kingdom is on Netflix. And then you did Vikings, and now you're going to do Vikings Valhalla.
I think it's Vikings Valhalla. It's called the sequel.
Yeah.
And I really want to watch that.
Yeah.
Polly Ann McIntosh is in that.
Yep.
Yeah. Renee, have you watched The Last Kingdom by any chance?
I I don't know. I have not.
No.
But I've heard it's really, really good.
It is spectacular. Uhtred.
Can
Son of Uhtred.
Can we real quick and spoiler free? But can we, Renee? Have you watched Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness yet?
I have not.
Oh.
Okay, so obviously this will be spoiler free. But Chris, what did you think of it?
I personally liked it. Now, I feel like, so this is my opinion, if you go to watch Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, do yourself a favor and spend some time and watch Marvel What If, which was the whole like animated series they did. And then just realize you're not walking in to watch like Endgame.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This is a doorway that's being opened into what the future of what Marvel's going to become. In the next couple of years, you're going to see a young what's it called? Young Marvels, the Young Marvels.
Oh, the Young Avengers.
The Young Avengers.
Yep. You're going to see like Kate Bishop. You're going to see America Chavez, which is again is not a spoiler because she was in the trailers.
Right.
You're going to see probably Morgan Stark.
Probably.
You're going to see Spider-Man, but I think it's going to be. I think we're actually going to see Miles Morales very quickly, and I think that he'll be a young Spider-Man. I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, you're going to have Eli, who his grandfather was one of the super soldiers in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Because you're going to find out Eli has the same abilities as the super soldier.
Yeah.
And I think that he's going to suit up in some variation of Captain America. So I think you're going to start seeing all of these different. You're going to see is it Kamala Khan?
Yeah, Kamala for Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Yep,
Kamala Khan. Even I don't know what they're going to do with She-Hulk. I don't know if she's taking over because I think that Mark Ruffalo said he's done.
Yeah.
With a lot of the Avengers stuff.
Apparently, he's making an appearance in She-Hulk.
Well, yeah. So I don't know if anybody knows the comic book background of She-Hulk, but she's the cousin of Bruce Banner, and she has some kind of rare blood disorder or something, and she needs a blood transfusion.
Right.
The only match that she has is Bruce Banner, her cousin, who he reluctantly does it because he doesn't know what the side effects are going to be. But he does it to save her life, and his blood being transfused into her basically irradiates her just the way it did him, and she gets the She-Hulk persona as he has the Hulk persona. So it'll be interesting too how they explain how he reverts back from being Professor Hulk,
Right.
which is what we saw in Avengers Endgame, back to a normal Bruce Banner.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how they're gonna do all that.
Yep.
But I did personally, so I liked it. I thought it was a very good storytelling type movie that did have good action in it. Like I said, this isn't gonna be like balls to the walls, like you're walking in to watch Avengers or anything. Because
it's a huge setup.
Yeah, that's what this movie is. It's a huge setup, and they introduce in this one movie. I read an article. It's 25 new characters, new / characters we knew of, but they're introduced in this one movie. And it's you just prepare yourself by like educating yourself on what you're about to go watch. Spend some time and watch What If, and maybe WandaVision,
even Loki.
Yeah, you could watch some Loki. Yep.
Loki does explain a lot of the rules of the multiverse.
Right.
It does do a lot of setup for that. So.
Yep.
See, if I have to watch all that, I'm not going to watch this movie.
Well, I mean, so yeah, you're not caught up on, right? You don't do the Marvel stuff that much, right?
Not that much, yeah. See, and so I mean, because I think Doctor Strange. I think that sounds interesting. I think his character, like, I don't know very much, but I think he sounds interesting. Right. But I just can't do all of that.
Did you see the first one?
No.
Okay.
Or parts or something. I've seen maybe some.
I mean, so then, I wouldn't drag yourself out to the movie theater to watch it then, because you're gonna be sitting there going, "What the hell is in front of me?"
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But and then it's gonna set up for Kang the Conqueror, who's gonna be, I think, the next big bad.
Yep.
In the actual, next in this phase that they're going into, because it's a cosmic phase that we're going into.
Yep.
And we'll learn more about the cosmic stuff with Thor: Love and Thunder, and
I'm actually very excited for that. Despite all the hate that Natalie Portman is getting,
for what?
People,
Dude, she's jacked.
Yes, but people think that Lady Thor, or Ultimate Thor, whatever the hell she was called in the comics, that this is some kind of like PC inclusivity thing that like, oh, if males can do it, dude, I'm telling you, it's all over the internet. I've been seeing it everywhere. Everybody's bashing on her. Meanwhile, she's there. This is an old thing. This is like an early 2000s thing where she became Thor because Mjolnir got broken into a bunch of pieces. Mm-hmm. It couldn't find Thor, and so it went to it formed itself and went to the closest person that it thought was worthy of it, and that was that was that was her name, Jane Foster,
right?
And it actually did it also to cure her cancer, and so it was kind of like this double-edged sword. And that's why they did it. This is not like an inclusivity thing. This is like,
and the
it has foundation.
The like story about based on that too is like every time she's not Thor, she's a woman with cancer. But every time she has to turn into Thor though, and then go back, it like makes her. It drains her more and more and more. She like ages basically. So it's really like a. It's like a really in-depth, like heartfelt kind of story. It's really good.
I actually like the theory that I read online that one of the theories of how she got cancer in the MCU as we know it actually was a direct relation to her having the Reality Stone inside of her in Thor: Dark World,
right?
And that it actually, because it has gamma radiation, that it actually caused her to get some form of rare cancer, and that's how they're going to explain that.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. I just look. I know personally. I saw the previews for it just like everybody else did, but I watched I follow her, Natalie Portman. I mean she has busted her ass to play this role. To because she has to stand next to fucking Chris Hemsworth, you know, and be Lady Thor, just be Thor.
Yeah.
But I mean she looks good, man.
Have you seen the picture of her in her Thor gear next to his Thor gear, and he's got Stormbreaker and she's got Mjolnir? It just looks really badass.
It does.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like the rock look that he's got, like the punk rock look that he's got going on with the long. He's got obviously has the long hair and he's got like the grunge look, and I love it. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah. So I mean that's gonna be
July, right?
July.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the next one, isn't it? The next Marvel movie. Mm-hmm. And at the end of this month, I think we get is it this month or next month that we get She-Hulk?
She-Hulk, I think, is end of May.
Yeah, I think She-Hulk is end of this month. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Marvel's always doing something that's bigger and better and everything. So.
And I would say Multiverse of Madness really is kind of the and I know a lot of people said Spider-Man No Way Home was, but I really think more than anything, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, is the intro into the Phase 4. Of the MCU. It's like the end of the Infinity Saga, and it's the beginning of the Cosmic Saga, and that's when we're going to start seeing all of these cosmic beings, and that's like where I think we're going to see like Galactus. I think is going to be a huge part of this. I think
we're going to see Adam Warlock.
I think Silver Surfer is making an appearance
in the next Guardians of the Galaxy, the last one.
Yep.
Well, I was really sad to see too, like Bautista. What's his name?
Drax.
Yeah, but what's his real name?
Dave
Bautista. You know, like put like a farewell out there.
Yep.
You know, it's just you get attached. Like when this is their third film, and it's been like 12 years for them, I think, or something like that. Filming Guardians.
He's been in Infinity War, Endgame, and all 3 Guardians. You know what I mean? So 5 films, and you become very attached, especially because I think that Dave Bautista just killed it as Drax. I think he just did such a good job. Like, I mean, just like iconic with him eating the fucking chips.
I'm invisible.
I'm moving so slow, your mind possibly can't perceive me being here. And just the way he crunch.
And the other thing, like on the internet too, like people wanting to have Chris Pratt, right?
Chris Pratt.
They don't want him to play Star-Lord anymore.
Yeah.
They want them to get rid of him in his future playing Star-Lord.
But I think he killed
what
us.
What the hell do you have against this guy? Like, what has he done so wrong to you?
Yeah.
That you can't watch him be.
I think Chris Pratt's friggin' hysterical. I loved him in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
I think that in Jurassic World, as much as I did not like Jurassic World,
too.
That's coming out very soon. As much as I didn't like Jurassic World, I think Chris Pratt was one of the best parts.
Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt. Actually, if you say it, that's what
fucking
it is.
funny.
Chris Pratt.
God damn it, Pie.
Fuck you, Pratt. Fuck you.
Pry.
Oh, how dare you do that to me? That's funny. Oh. Yeah, Ragnarok did tease Beta Ray Bill. That's true too, and I think we're gonna see him very soon too as well.
I've got a feeling that Loki is gonna make some kind of appearance in Thor: Love and Thunder. I think 2012 Loki that we know from the Loki TV show.
Right.
Because I'm sorry, but Loki's been out long enough that if you haven't watched it, this is your fault. But Loki takes place immediately starting out during Avengers Endgame when they're back in 2012 in New York City to get all the Infinity Stones during the events of the original Avengers movie. And Loki grabs a Tesseract and he escapes custody of SHIELD or Hydra. And that's when Loki starts, is as soon as he has a Tesseract that Loki begins in the TV show. And I think that so he's going to run into Thor at some point because technically right now he's existing outside of time and space, working for the, what the hell are they called? The Bureau.
The time
Bureau.
Yeah, the timeline or time whatever bureau. Yeah. So
Dave, I'm done. I'm done, Dave.
Why? What happened?
Dave muted because I guess he hasn't watched Loki yet.
Oh, sorry. Alexis makes it so for anyone who has questions about why there are so many Thors or what. So the multiverse, basically what the multiverse explains to everybody is there's different Earths. Each universe or multiverse has its own variation of those Marvel characters. So the way she breaks it down, it says, well, if there is a multiverse, there is essentially infinite versions of yourself. So Thor is Thor, but so is the next one and the next one in their variations. So that's pretty much how it's explained. So in the multiverse, we're known as Earth 616.
Yep. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Okay. Sorry.
I mean, in the comics,
we're
referred to as 616.
Yeah, we're 616.
Yeah.
I mean, so hopefully most people who have followed Marvel or read a comic book know we're 616.
That is the prime Earth,
right.
616.
All the other universes have their different Earth and their different, variant.
Designation. Yeah.
Right. So there could be Earth, I don't know, 800 Earth, whatever, 500 Earth, this or there's different Earths basically.
Yep.
And that's how you have a Thor existing on each one, or a Doctor Strange who exists on each one. There's X-Men who exist on each one, but on each planet or on each universe, however you want to put it, that version of that character is going to be different in their own way.
Yep.
So yeah, and to watch them travel through the multiverse was pretty freaking cool.
That was very cool.
Pretty cool.
Very cool.
So in what does it say? Pi says in Long Earth, we were Earth 1. It was kind of cool. 616 doesn't really have the same ring to it.
I mean, that's how DC designates it. Is that the prime Earth is Earth Prime or Earth 1. That's how DC designates it. I don't remember where 616 specifically came from.
Yeah,
I don't remember where that came from, but yeah, exactly, Lexi. Like Spider-Man No Way Home. They were different. They were different Earths. Is exactly what it was.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the Spider-Verse too, that helps. The Spider-Verse, you watch the Spider-Verse movies,
it does
the animated ones, they help explain it too. So, Dave, look.
Poor Dave.
Dave, I have, I've been trying. I have been trying, man. It's just that every time I watch, like I binge watched, I got all caught up, and I just see repeated storylines, and it's hard, man. Like it's really hard to like sit there and just be like, I haven't seen this before, or I didn't see this coming. It's just I love June. She's my favorite character still in the show.
But you prefer John Dory.
I preferred John and June. I mean,
together.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I still think that by him not being a part of Fear, the storyline is just suffering. I just feel like that character they're missing it. They're missing it. I hate to equate it to like Rick Grimes. Not that I hate to do that, because Rick Grimes is obviously the foundation of The Walking Dead. And, you know, I'm not saying John wasn't, but I mean, he wasn't the Rick Grimes, you know what I mean, of Fear.
I don't know if it's John Dory, but for me, Fear the Walking Dead for the longest time has been missing, and Linda will appreciate this, as the French would say, the je ne sais quoi. You know, I don't know what. Like, it just, for me, it just misses something to hook me, to get me to want to watch the next episode. Yeah. This whole past season of Walking Dead, season 10 for me and season 9 were kind of, you know, whatever. But season 11 for me was, I like, as soon as I watch the episode, I'm like, shit, I want to watch next week's episode already, but I can't because I'm already a week ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's how I felt about the season of Walking Dead. But Fear the Walking Dead is really kind of sputtered out for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like bringing back Madison is like just a reach. Like they're like, I feel like they realize that it's like, we need to bring something back to this show to spark it again. Mm-hmm. And bringing her back has obviously caused a huge spark. I mean, Renee, you've seen it. You've seen the fan response, you know, and you've written about it. You know, so I mean, I'm excited for that, just because I want there to be life, you know, to be like given back to this show. Because it deserves it. I think it does deserve it. I was there from the beginning, and I just have no one right now to really like gravitate to like, you know, every week to be like, oh, you know, I need to know, like, or, you know, where's the story going, you know, kind of thing, because I feel like I've already seen it, you know, like with Alicia. So with Alicia's episode that they came out with, you know, I don't even remember the character's name, obviously.
Paul.
Yeah, so she meets him, you know, and then Paul, by the end of the episode, he's dead. You know, and I'm like, I've seen this in this show before, and I can't remember who it's with, but I've seen this whole storyline played out one other prior time in the beginning. Like, I think season 3 is when I don't know the characters where it lines up with, but like I saw that story play out one other time, you know?
Yeah.
And the whole introducing, like, you're introducing people for a purpose for that one episode, and then they're dead. And then, you know, and then this one's dead. And then we introduce, and that one's dead. And we bring another one, and they're dead. But where's the meaning of it all? Like, you know, like, where, like, what does it all mean, Renee?
No, I get it. Like, well, like, for me, like, you know, I thought they were going to take Alicia somewhere and make her the leader and do something with her. But once she started following the walker and thought that walker was going to lead her somewhere, I'm like, you have been around this, and I'm like, that was just so absurd to me. Like, you have been in the midst of this. You have been, I mean, I just thought that was ridiculous, you know, that she of all people would follow a walker and think that this thing was taking her somewhere. And then the whole Padre thing, that was such this huge thing, and now we're done, you know.
Yep.
It's just
there
okay,
is no Padre.
Yeah, you know, Padre was supposed to be, it's supposed to be this place where we're going to go find these, you know, the government set this up so that we can figure out how to rebuild after a catastrophe. And now, oh no, we're just going to make the tower. And, you know, and then there's no real explanation why they can't leave Texas and the fallout, you know, why can't, it's just encircled them, and the tower's the only place, you know, I mean, it's just, yeah, no, and I watch it, and I like a lot of parts of it, but I do know what you're saying. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, because now, I don't know. Now they're saying that Baby Mo is basically the whole essential battle. Like, because Mo is at the tower, and that's what this episode is about getting Baby Mo out of the tower, because Morgan won't attack and no one will do anything until the baby's clear of the tower.
Yeah.
So like I see the building, you know, and now we're okay. So we're moving now. We got, and obviously, if you watch this last week's episode, you know that Mo is out of the tower. He's with Morgan again. Mm-hmm. Linda says she's extremely upset with Morgan Jones.
You know that
disappointed. I'm sorry.
You know what that makes me think of though, like the disappointment that I felt with Terminus, right? So they hyped up Terminus for how fucking long? And this all roads lead to Terminus. You'll be safe if you arrive.
But wait, you got to admit that opening scene, though, with Rick and Glenn and them all on their knees, lined up in front of the tubs. The oh my god, the stainless steel troughs.
Yeah,
that was pretty sick.
It was, but then it was like Terminus was there, and it was there for like 1, maybe 2 episodes.
Well, freaking Carol had to blow it up.
But then it wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you spent however long hyping it up, and then it's gone within a blink of an eye, literally. And it's like, and they just moved on, never talked about it again. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Like, why? What is the meaning?
Lucy's in a brutal... She's in a brutal thought process tonight. She just says, throw the cast of fear plus the baby off the roof already.
Lucy's really ornery tonight.
Oh, man. Who pissed in her Cheerios?
Yeah, really?
Jesus.
Cheerio?
The Terminus was brief but memorable. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Brief but memorable, huh?
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Brief but memorable. Sounds like a Barney Stinson.
It does.
She was brief but memorable. Yeah, I mean, how we were talking about like shows that we binge watch nonstop, and like,
and for me that's like Parks and Rec, like the Cones of Dunshire shirt.
Yeah,
I just love Parks and Rec. That's what it is for me.
I finished, I think, like my has to be at least 7th or 8th time through How I Met Your Mother.
Yep.
Because it's like it's like a go-to for me if I'm home alone. And like I honestly don't turn my TV on if I'm home by myself because I'm usually cooking or cleaning or just doing whatever errands I have to do. So when I do it, it's my go-to. How I Met Your Mother goes on my phone, and I just keep my phone propped up wherever I go, and it's just in the background playing. But I still laugh at the same dumb shit every time. Yep. And then there's other times where like I'll hear something new that I didn't hear like the 6th or 7th time through. And I'll be like, oh, that was freaking funny. I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, we have our go-tos.
I also feel that way. I don't know if you guys ever watched, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh my god.
I fucking love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Love it.
I am a huge Terry Crews and Andy Samberg fan. And so that show for me just hits every note just the right way.
I
like
love Terry Crews.
The Halloween, like the Halloween heists are my favorite. Like it is like it's like a reoccurring joke that happens every season.
Yep.
And I won't spoil it, but basically, every Halloween they have what they call a heist, and they have like a wrestling title belt that they have to steal, and like once you take possession of it, you have to hide it, and you have to have possession of it until midnight, and whoever has possession of it at midnight gets to keep it, and they're the heist champion of that year.
Yep.
And it's a police precinct in Brooklyn called the 99th Precinct, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yep.
And so it's just really freaking hysterical, and I highly recommend it. If I've watched it at least 4 or 5 times.
I love it.
Yeah, they just ended recently. They just had their final season.
It sucks. I hate watching good shows end.
I know.
Like
speaking of good shows ending, though, by the way,
The Walking Dead.
One show that I used to love to watch that ended was Futurama. And it's made by Matt Groening, who's also like the guy who created The Simpsons, and that they actually Hulu, just by I guess Disney by proximity because Disney owns Hulu, just bought the rights to Futurama from I think Comedy Central was who owned it before that, and so now they actually just got every original regular cast member to come back for Futurama, and they signed everybody, and so they're actually going to be bringing that back, which is pretty cool. This is actually the third life of Futurama. They got canceled by Adult Swim, I think it was, or was it Fox?
I think it was Fox first, then Adult Swim.
Yeah, then it was Adult. That's what it was.
Futurama's been around a long time.
Oh yeah, like 15 years.
Yeah,
yeah. Like I remember being in school and like watching it like 2 o'clock in the morning. On freaking Adult Swim.
Catching up. So hold on. Pie, I need to know what Jeeves and Wooster is. Do I need to Google this? Do you know what a Jeeves?
Is this like a Finnish thing, or
is this a Finnish? It's got to be a Finnish show because I've never heard of it in my life.
We definitely won't. British comedy drama series. Oh, it's Hugh Laurie, so it's gonna be good.
like Hugh Laurie, like House Hugh Laurie?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, House. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is another great,
great
show is House. I mean, you know,
he's such a dick, and I love it.
Stephen Fry's in it. So Stephen Fry. So Hugh Laurie plays Bertie, and Stephen Fry plays Jeeves. Yeah, never heard of it. Interesting.
Sorry. See. Trying to see what else. So Chris doesn't know about Jeeves and Wooster. We're no longer friends.
I don't think it's anything that aired in the States.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. I would have to probably go on my Cody and look it up on Cody.
Probably.
Jeeves and Wooster.
Yeah, I'm gonna get right on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. You know what? I'm gonna do it right now.
Oh, it is on Prime Video now.
Jeeves and Wooster?
I just look. Where can I stream it?
Oh my God!
Prime
Hold on.
Video.
Pie, let me tell you something. If it's on
give it an
Amazon
episode.
Prime, I will start watching Jeeves and Rooster. I'll start watching Jeeves and his Rooster tonight.
Wow, it's right there, Jeeves and Wooster.
Yeah. I think Jeeves and Rooster would have been a better one.
No, it says this video is currently unavailable.
Oh, boo. I remember Fry and Laurie. From Futurama.
This show is 32 years old. It's older than I am.
Pie's watching.
You say it's unavailable. It's right here on. I'm looking
Pie's
at
watching
it.
Ancient History.
It says this video is currently unavailable.
I'm looking at Amazon Prime right here, and it's like
Can you
all the episodes.
push play?
There is no play button.
We're gonna get down to the end. We're gonna get down to the bottom of it.
In the first series,
Yeah.
Bertie Wooster, Hugh Laurie, is introduced to Jeeves, Stephen Fry, his trusted valet, whose mighty intellect is entirely devoted to keeping his master out of trouble.
I was just gonna say, Jeeves definitely sounds
Like a butler?
like a butler. I was.
No, you can't. It's so weird. There are 4 seasons, excuse me, and they're all listed, but you cannot play them.
Oh, okay.
Like they're all listed with the thing and the picture and everything, but no, we can't watch
I wasn't lying.
Sorry. I was like, I'm looking at them. How could you not? But no, that's very strange. They're all right here. Huh.
Alexis, you mean the Pig Panther cartoon or the movie? Because
The cartoon was badass.
the cartoon was badass, but the movie. Oh my.
Not you, Alexa.
Shush, woman. I didn't say Alexa. I said Alexis. You have a region. Yeah, I don't know. I get it. We're gonna have to complain on. I'm gonna go to Amazon and complain.
I want to watch this
I wanna
British
watch
sitcom
this,
from
I want to watch
1990.
this 32-year-old show.
To be honest with you, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that Hugh Laurie has been acting that long. To be honest, I didn't know that.
I want to get into this. I'm gonna bring Pie some good news next time and just be like, I've watched your show, and I'll never watch it again. About the guy who drives around his snotty boss all day long.
No, his master.
Oh, it's Master. His master. That's how you know it's 32 years old.
Yes. Yes, it
Oh,
is.
goodness. Wow. Had an ex that loved her.
Pie, it was so bad the United States banned it. If we ban things, you know it's bad.
Yeah.
So the only place we can get it is Google Play or YouTube, and you have to buy it.
Yeah. I don't see myself going out on a limb here and buying this pie. It's just gonna say.
You're saying.
At
mean,
$1.99 an episode, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go on a limb here and purchase your Rooster show. Lucy says that's the porn version. Jeeves and his rooster.
So this is reminded.
Jeeves and his cock.
Oh my goodness.
So this reminds me, I was watching a TikTok the other day, and this person owns a farm, right? And so she was going to get some eggs from the chickens. And so the male was feeling very ornery and very protective of the females and the eggs, right? So he lunged at her. She grabbed him by the neck like this, and like kind of like just put him to the side. And I just commented, I went, "Well, that's one way of choking your chicken." I'm very proud of that comment.
That was good.
Thank
I
you.
like it.
Thank you.
It's all in the timing and the delivery.
It is. You got to get a good punchline.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Went off a little court. We went a little off course.
A little bit.
It's okay.
That's for you.
Yeah.
That's how we do things here.
Linda.
This is me buying time because I don't watch Fear the Walking Dead.
Well, no, I did catch Linda saying that she's just very very upset about what's transpiring with Morgan, and how he doesn't understand how like he's gonna leave Alicia to do like all the dirty work basically.
Yep.
You know, and I mean, do you think Alicia minds? I don't. I mean, she's got one arm, you know.
She thinks she's gonna turn anyway.
Yeah, she thinks she's gonna turn anyway. She keeps having these fevers, and you know, I don't know. Hey, I hate doing like these parallel things, but it's like, you know, she meets a person, and guess what this person is, Ryan? He's deaf.
Oh,
does it sound familiar?
Nope, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's deaf. Loves music.
Oh,
because he can feel the sound.
Okay, we're really bringing back the Dan Fogler feeling with the friggin' what did he have, the violin or whatever. He played the violin, right?
He played a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I think he like
Yeah,
multi instruments he could play. But yeah, so yeah, I just yeah, you can't tell me they're just bored of writing. I don't know, like you know, out of all the people you're gonna like meet, you're gonna meet a deaf person.
Yep. So,
do I think that they're gonna be in an apocalypse surviving? Yeah, absolutely. But can we not make the show basically mirror the other show?
But how did he learn how to read lips if he had been alone that whole time?
No. You know, I don't know. Maybe he's doing it his whole life. I don't know.
No, he wasn't. He got when the bomb.
Oh, that's
went
right.
off,
The bomb went off. You're right. He went deaf. But apparently, when the bombs went off, they said in another storyline that you know the explosion wasn't as severe as it would have been. So it's like, how close were you to the explosion to go deaf, but you're not dead?
that's what I'm saying. It was a nuclear explosion.
From the 3-point line. Yeah. So yeah.
Again.
You went deaf, but you didn't die. But did you die?
So.
Little flicker.
Okay.
That's okay.
Just in case we cut out,
It's
we
funny
lost power.
because I said, but did you die? It flickered.
Yeah.
But did you die? No, we're okay.
Imagine if Alexa goes, not yet.
Yeah. Your time's coming, human.
Decepticon.
Right? So Linda says, it's sorry, but Sherry is pregnant. You should leave the battlefield and take care of Mo. Sorry, but Morgan is avoiding the war. I don't know what Morgan's doing. You know, Morgan can't die. Now, Renee, you said that there's been some insight as to what's happening with Morgan.
There's just a lot of trending people talking about him leaving the series, and I don't know if where people have gotten this, because this has not been confirmed anywhere, but there's just been a lot of chatter and stuff about it, so I don't know where it's coming from. Yeah,
there's a lot of these things where Morgan's going to be leaving the show. I did see some articles too floating around. It might have been an article. Mm-hmm. I think it actually something I read on Google. It popped up and it was about Morgan Jones possibly leaving to cross back over to The Walking Dead and all this other stuff. But The Walking Dead's done filming, so
People they don't understand the timelines of
Right.
things. They think just because The Walking Dead still has 8 episodes left, they're still filming. They're done. They've been done since, so people just don't understand the timelines and things, but because they keep thinking Morgan's going to show up at the end, but he's not. But
not only that, but what purpose would it serve?
I don't know.
He came back. He's an
Cameo,
original character.
A cameo to say goodbye. Like farewell. I'm gonna go back to fear.
What's the coach from Happy Gilmore? What's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
He gets his hand bit off.
No, I don't know.
and he's just waving. He's like a ghost, and he's waving just like that. Yeah. That's Morgan.
Good morning. No.
I don't know. But, and I think part of it's because they killed 2 characters in one episode, and so I don't know, because then people keep saying that Strand's gonna die. Now people are saying that Alicia's gonna die because she got cast in another series, but they're already filming, and it's not going to affect it because Fear's not going to film till the summer. It's just.
Well, I don't think people understand filming and timelines. Like we're watching we're watching this part of the show now because it's been done filming for a year.
Yeah, right.
In that time, she's been filming the other show. Because she's been filming several things. Colin Domingo, he's filmed so many different things. So it's just they don't understand the timelines of how that works.
I think that if Fear keeps going the way it's going, it's only got 1, maybe 2 seasons left max.
Well, I think they just renewed for they renewed for 1 more.
Yeah, it's renewed for 8 for sure. But I don't see it. I mean, obviously it'll go 8, maybe 9. I think, but that's just my opinion.
I think 9's pushing it though, because if they keep going the way they're going, I don't think that. Maybe they'll have enough people watching it with Walking Dead going off, and people just kind of want to get their fix.
Well, with Madison coming back, I think maybe they're it depends, because people. I mean, it was a huge fan push to get her back. People have wanted her back, since she left. And so we'll see.
Yeah. So, I mean, even if you were to think about storyline-wise, so the battle's over the tower, right? Mm-hmm. Because, obviously, Morgan and Alicia just wants to kill, Strand. Yeah, she just wants him dead. Like, I don't think she really cares about the tower or anything like that. She just wants to win this war. But, I mean, do you kill Coleman Domingo? I mean, do you kill Victor Strand? No, because what other big bad right now? You're not lining up any other big bad. So like
maybe Negan will cross over
unless Madison comes back as a villain.
Yeah.
You think? I think
they could. Why not?
I don't know.
Maybe she's been brainwashed. I don't know. Where's she been this whole time?
And that's the thing. Does she come back solo, or does she come back with like a group of badasses?
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that we know is that that little clip that they've shown, she's sitting in a room and someone's interrogating her. That's all I've seen.
Yeah. And it's a CRM. Watch, everybody's going, it's a CRM.
It's always a CRM.
Yeah. Which I know that there's a lot of talk about the CRM being in the Walking Dead finale and all this other stuff.
Well, because that was always the talk because of the movie tie-in, because the movies would, because that's where Rick should be.
That's not happening.
That's always what. Yeah.
That's not happening either. Sorry, but that's neither of those storylines are happening. They're going to double down on Fear. Man, I hope they double down and throw the house at it while they're at it. Because
I think if AMC was smart, they could. I mean, they have huge potential with Tales of the Walking Dead.
Sure.
That series could be what brings people back, because that with it. But we'll see what happens. We got 6 stories in the first season, and we'll see what they do with it.
Yeah. Which I think is going to be more attractive for people too, because it's not going to be they're going to be one-offs. You know what I mean? It's going to be like so that to me I think is going to be more attractive for the audience as well. Is you're not going to have this building storyline week to week to week to week week to week. You're going to have one-offs. And it's going to be like a beginning and end. and then the next week a new beginning and an end, and I feel like that will, like you said, will keep the draw and people wanting to see.
Not only that, you can get big names. Like, look at the people that are starring in this. These people, you can't get these people to commit to a Rick Grimes or a Daryl Dixon character where you have no idea how long. 12 years, that who can commit to that when they've got all these other projects? But one episode, sure, I can commit to an episode. I'll come on The Walking Dead for an episode. Who wouldn't want their name tied to it?
Look what happened to Melissa, right? I mean,
oh my God.
Yeah.
And
12 years of filming. That is, that's the last season, 1 year commitment. That's insane.
And I mean, she'd have to relocate her entire life, and not only that, but how much of this also could have been burnout. I mean, she's essentially an original character.
Yeah.
So
12 years dedicated to one. That's
a lot of time.
And in the interview, Norman Reedus just did an interview on whatever the
Oh, it's the Tonight Show, right?
No, the Live with Kelly and whoever she's with now.
It
used to be Regis and Kelly, whatever it is. That she said, well, it's not like you're filming a rom-com. This is like heavy duty. You're out there. It's not like you're just. It's not easy filming. You're in the, weather in Georgia, and you're in the, all this stuff. It's not just simple.
Yeah. Where was the Daryl and Carol spinoff supposed to be filmed?
Cross seas.
Yeah, but where?
Just Europe is all they've said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't. Other than that's all I've heard is Europe.
I'm curious if it would be France.
Well, the thing is, if to me that would be the way to do it, so that you could introduce those. If you're going to make this interesting, do it in France so that you can introduce those variant walkers and make this something different. And they've said it's going to look nothing like. That this is going to look nothing like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they need to do if they're trying to generate people to, why do we watch the same, like you said, all the parallels with Fear and The Walking Dead. Why do we want to watch the same series again? Let's get some fresh, something new.
Lucy, as far as what I've heard, the show is still happening, but now it'll be just Daryl will be the front runner, not Carol and Daryl. It'll just be Daryl.
Yeah.
Carol back
But
down.
There's no news there's no news about anybody stepping into her spot.
Norman has just said that you don't know who he could run into. Was all he said.
Okay.
I think they'll get him another co-star.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to recast Carol. Not after 12 years of her playing Carol.
They won't recast her. Maybe but if it is in France, like we were saying, maybe he'll end up meeting up with a doctor or somebody over there.
It's hard to say because and he did say, like, he even said something about these two characters could meet again, Daryl and Carol. He said something like to that effect also.
I mean, I'm sure she would be open to, like, doing a cameo, you know what I mean, for an episode or two.
I mean, if this series does pick up in another year, like, season 2 or so, if it goes on, I don't know if it'll be a limited series or whatever. I don't think they've said a whole lot because they don't know. You gotta wait and see, is this gonna, go or whatever. But so all he said is that he could, you don't know who else he could run into, is what he's said. So they could not necessarily be a co-star, but maybe just people. I don't know. How are they getting there in the first place is what I want to know.
Yeah, like, you're not riding your motorcycle to Europe.
Yeah.
like.
I guess a boat,
You're going to build a raft.
Which I always.
Yeah, but in that, so Michonne had a boat, right? I mean.
Well, I always kind of thought that maybe the Carol and Daryl thing was going to be kind of a boat thing anyway, because there was like a book on the table. Like one time when she was in his room with, I can't remember which episode. Maybe it was one of the bonus episodes where she was in his apartment or whatever with dog. I think when she was chasing that rat that time, there was a book that was on the table with some kind of book that was something about boating, and then Carol had been on a boat, and there was something else there were a couple boat things, and so I always wondered if it was going to be them doing some kind of boat something, So I don't know, but I don't know how. So he's got to get there, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could say the same thing about JDM and Cohen. Like, how are they getting to New York? I mean,
what's dragging them to Manhattan? Exactly.
What's bringing you to New York? So obviously, hopefully loopholes are closed in these last 8 episodes.
Yeah, or and it may not. Maybe it won't tie in. Maybe you won't learn it till the first episodes of the series. You know, it's I don't know, but it's kind of just hard to imagine what's going to take them to Manhattan. You know,
from what from what I learned and know about these last 8 episodes we're going to see, each one is going to be almost like its own independent storyline leading, and each week will be those characters, kind of like wrapping up whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever storyline they're in, so each episode each week is going to be just tying an end to the show. So at least that's what I've heard of, kind of, in a way. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see for ourselves in a few months, But it's just maybe throwing a ton of clashing ingredients into it. No, New York isn't that far away from DC. That's true. So I mean, we're just discussing figuring what's the draw? You know what I mean? Like, what's the draw? What makes these two characters go, let's head north? What's that? So I wonder what the carrot they're gonna dangle that makes them want to come this way. What?
Well, yeah, because they're not in DC. They're in Virginia and Ohio.
Yeah.
Right. Because the Commonwealth's in Ohio and is in Alexandria and Virginia.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, but Alexandria is right next to DC. They're like this.
So then where's the Commonwealth though? Because it doesn't take them that long to get there.
No, it doesn't. So I mean,
that's why I was confused, because I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, they say, but what's they usually say? A day by horse, or 2 days by horse, or something like that, or a day by horse. I think it's 1 day by horseback or something.
Interesting. Because that's not. Yeah.
It's just very weird because when they travel between the communities, they make it seem like they're like a hop, skip, and a jump, across the road. And that's
that's why I was like, wait a minute.
That's one thing they've never really been good at doing, is breaking down
tweens.
Yeah, a lot of most shows will be fucking they'll start 8 a.m. on Tuesday this date. You know what I mean, or whatever, and then it'll show you now it's Thursday at whatever. A little time lapse, kind of thing, just to relate to. But with them, you never we don't know. It took us. And it took us, I forgot at what point during the season, we actually found out, when someone actually came out and said, oh, this whole season is only 1 week of war. And we're like, wait, what?
What? Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, Linda, 11 seasons, and they just discovered the Commonwealth, which is near Alexandria. I know it's stuff like that kind of irks the fan base, I would say. How did it take this long for paths to cross, kind of thing? You had this army, this military. You had 50,000 people, and just, and not to mention that, but the place they just found there, that the apartment building. It's it was. I feel like it was in their. Oh, they've been there. Hey guys, we waved to them in the morning.
You can't be that far from Hilltop.
Yeah. But now there's an established community there. I'm just how did these places all exist, and now we're just finding out about them? Yeah. It's frustrating. To see kind of how mishmash it's turned into. It's upsetting. For me, and I'm sure for a lot of people, it's upsetting. Just looking at the chat, people are kind of how is it? How?
Yeah.
How'd you turn a blind eye to this for 11 seasons?
Well, that's with the CRM too, because aren't they? So the end of World Beyond, they're supposed to be. I can't remember if it's in Pennsylvania, so I'm trying to remember which city, but. Princess was in Pennsylvania in the other big city. I can't remember which city it is. How did she never see all the helicopters? because she said she hadn't seen anyone forever, for however a year or whatever it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if she's so close to where the Civic Republic, like their headquarters is supposedly at, why did she not see the helicopters?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Lucy's got. So Lucy says, "I got a bad feeling our beloved show won't end in the height it deserves." Yeah, Luce, I could probably tell you that I 100% agree with that statement.
Yeah.
I do not think it's going to end any way we're really going to be happy with, but I think that has a lot to do with them wanting to carry on the story with the movies. You know, I mean, it's just not going. Like if you think about the comic book ending, the way that the comic book ends, and even the comic book ending isn't great. You know, it's like Carl kills Rick, and then, you know, like they fast forward and Carl's older, he's got kids, and then the story's being told through Carl's daughter's eyes, and you know, it's just like, you know, you have Princess and you have Mercer who are like together and they're older and everything, and
it's like 25-year time.
Yeah, it's like a 25-year time jump. So unless they do some kind of like wild ass time jump, you know, every freaking episode or something, it's just, I don't know. You know, we don't have Carl. We don't, you know, we have Judith, but there's no Judith in the comic. So it's just like, maybe there is, but she's dead, you know, like
dead.
Instantly.
She
dead.
died in the prison with Lori.
So it's like, I feel like them trying to keep their roots to the comic is kind of like floundering right now. Like it just, because it doesn't match anymore. There's nothing to match, you know, like you don't.
Yeah, the characters are too. Yeah, there's just too many different characters. You know,
Daryl doesn't belong because he's not even there. You know, like it's.
Well, everyone thinks that Aaron is going to get Rick's comic death from, because Sebastian killed him, but I don't know what that'll happen. I mean, you would think someone's going to die. And then just quick, so Dave fixed it for it. So
what do we got?
Let's see. I gotta go back now. So the CRM is supposed to be in Philadelphia. The Civic Republic is supposed to be in Philadelphia. And then she was in Pittsburgh. And I get that they're on the opposite side of the state, but if there's helicopters flying, I mean, they didn't fly one, you know, they were like flying around like that. She should have seen them. Yeah. I mean, I understand the state's it's a big state, but if there were helicopters flying like it was portrayed in, you know, World Beyond, she would have seen them. So anyway.
Yeah, so Linda says we have RJ. Look.
Oh, thank God.
But even then, without a serious time jump kind of thing, like who's RJ right now on the show? He's just a shadow in the corner.
I mean, if you jump 25 years like the comics, then he would probably be able to be a very prevalent character.
Right. RJ is an absolute paperweight right now. He's a paperweight. He's a nobody character.
I hate to say this, but the point of him being on the show is completely useless. I'm sorry, he served no purpose. Yeah. I get that it was Michonne got pregnant by Rick. Ooh, I get it. It's great. But like
it's legacy.
He's done nothing. Well, that's exactly it.
It's legacy. Because he'll be able to carry on the Grimes name, because if Judith ever gets married, well, she won't be carrying on the legacy. So you have RJ now to carry on the legacy of the name.
Yeah.
That's, you know. I learned that. Well, I always knew that, but it became when I watched the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, like when you go back to like when England was trying to establish itself and unify England, everything was in the name. It was legacy.
Yes. Yeah, your name was your status.
Yeah, that's what this is. It's all legacy shit. So I wouldn't even class RJ as a paper cut at this point. Lucy came in here with violence today. She woke up with violence. That's what she did, and I like it. She's bringing it. I'm not the driver I used to be, though. Yeah. So look, we're at where we're at. Fear for me is just teetering on a fence for me. I'm 50-50 with it. I'm gonna stick with it. See where this goes, obviously, because that's just it's in me to keep fighting for something that I pushed on people when it first came out. I was a pusher. I pushed this show on everybody. I really did. If you were to backlog when Fear first came out and the hate this show got, I was a pusher. I pushed it on everybody. Just watch it. Just watch it. Give it time. They gotta explain the story. Yeah. And now I'm just like, I don't know what story they're trying to explain anymore. I'm done. So yeah, I'm gonna hang in there and I'm gonna ride it out and see where they go with it. Just because I want to know personally, no matter how torturing it might be for me right now.
I will view the Fear the Walking Dead vicariously through you.
There you go.
All right, yeah. I will get my Fear the Walking Dead fix through you guys.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. As far as anything else goes, guys, obviously we have the camp coming up in a few weeks.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. Yeah. Super excited.
So excited.
We're going to try to bring you content while we're there. Because I know, Renee, you said that Joy will be there, so hopefully Joy can
And Josh will be there?
And
hopefully.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
The whole family. I'm just saying that because I know we mentioned. I don't think Josh is going to be trying to do any kind of like.
Sorry, Renee. I'm just saying that Josh gives really good hugs.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes, Josh and Joy will be there.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to get you guys some content, some quick 5-minute live interviews, like with our phone. Go live with our phone or something like that, and do something. We're obviously looking to connect with as many of the actors there, to get them on here for you guys. Yep. I'm
sure. Be networking.
Yeah.
I think Renee just ordered our business cards, right, Renee?
Yep.
And I know that Renee and I both ordered stickers.
Stickers.
Different types of stickers that we'll be giving out to people.
They slapping foreheads with stickers.
Very cool.
Yeah. Shaking hands and slapping foreheads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Just what you said. I don't know. Slow processing.
shaking hands and kissing babies.
I know.
Shaking hands and slapping foreheads. With a sticker.
Better than shaking babies.
Yeah. Shaking babies and slapping hands. So yeah, super excited about that. I just, I can't wait. I can't wait to be down there. I can't wait to be with everybody.
Pie. Lucy will be something, all right. I don't know if she'll be the star, but she'll be something, all right.
Yes, so Lucy did have a little bit of a scare this week. She found out on Mother's Day that she needed to get a visa. And I mean, I'm just like, well, I told her straight up, I was like, look, you got everything else. You got, you have everything.
Everything lined
I'm
up.
like, everything's lined up. It shouldn't be.
That's crazy. I mean, I get that we're pretty strict as a country. We're pretty strict on immigration and stuff like that. I get it, but it's when you have a ticket to an event, and then you have your flight and everything. A visa?
Yeah.
I'm not coming here to work. I'm not coming.
Yeah, it's just a weekend visit.
That's what I'm saying.
It's 4 days. It's a vacation for God's sake.
And I would understand it if you had an arrival flight, but not a departure flight. Then that's a little sketcy.
Right.
Hold on a second. Right. When are you planning on going back? But it's you have a round trip.
Yeah.
And it wasn't it was a $100 flight that you'd be yeah, I'm gonna get to the United States and buy a bullshit $100 flight back. I'm not gonna go though. It's no one in the right mind would intentionally miss that flight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not an immigration officer. I don't understand that stuff.
Yeah. So thankfully, without any problems, without a hitch, she got her visa. So visa was approved.
Linda, you ain't right. You ain't wrong. As long as you get the United States their money, they don't care.
Yeah, it's true, man. Fuck you, pay me.
that is our federal government for you, people.
Yeah. So yeah, it's we just gotta shoot a few short weeks, and then we'll be bringing you guys some camp live stuff. We'll do our best to give you guys a heads up before we go live. I also saw Tiffy in here earlier. Tiffy, it was nice seeing you pop in again. I'm not sure if you're still here or not. I'm sorry I didn't recognize it earlier.
I didn't see Tiffy.
Oh yeah, she popped in. She said hello to everybody.
Is Tiffy gonna be at the camp?
Tiffy will not be at the camp. Yeah, I know. We gotta get, and that's the thing. This is what I love about what we accomplished for this camp with Lucy. Is this family that we're a part of came together and did what we were able to do for Lucy.
Yep.
Without a hiccup. You know what I mean? Like it was just done. You know? So that's why I'm hoping after this year with the upcoming events, maybe we can alternate. You know, like this year we had Lucy.
Yep.
Maybe next year, who knows? Maybe, maybe next year we can get like 2 people from within the U.S. who have never been there, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because, obviously overseas flight and everything else is going to be a lot more expensive than us flying 2 people domestically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or maybe we'll have enough people to chip in that we could get 2 people from.
Or maybe we can do one domestic and one overseas.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so like this is what's so great about what we were able to do this year. So like for the following events, maybe we can get both. Get someone domestically, someone like Tiff, or I don't know who else to really even think of, but. Sharon's out in Idaho now, so Sharon. So I mean, yeah, there's plenty of people that we could get this arranged for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it's just great, and I love it, and I'm looking forward to doing it again with everybody for next year. But I want to soak in this year and. Really enjoy this opportunity for all of us to be together again, because it's been way too long.
It really has.
So with that being said, I mean, I'm good. Anybody else got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Any articles, anything like that, Renee? Anything to look out for?
It's just all on the thing. I've been writing like a crazy woman.
Okay. And Renee is finally settled at her new gorgeous home in Georgia, the big scary house.
Well, it's just scary because I'm alone right now. Josh is gone, so he had to go back to Iowa. So yeah. I'm all alone in this gimongo house, so it's fine.
Now when Josh comes back, he's bringing Joy, right?
Yeah, they're packing up the rest of the stuff in Iowa, and then they're leaving on the 20th to come back. Cool. So Josh, Joy, and my son Reagan are going to be driving back then. Okay. So they're bringing the other car, and then there's 2 other cars that are going to be loaded on a trailer or whatever. So we just have a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah, hey, you were there for 22 years, right? I mean, you're going to have a lot of stuff. I mean,
yeah. So yeah.
Have you met your neighbors yet or anything? You got neighbors that are close by?
Well, we have the twin house across the street. So, so Josh met him. I haven't actually met him yet, but we've met some of the other ones and stuff. But
right,
yeah.
Cool. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, that's
good. Who's been, we got a landscape guy that's doing our yard.
Yeah. Yeah, you said the exterior, the yard and stuff like that needed a little bit of love. So
a lot.
a little bit of TLC.
Yeah. And Josh is adamant we are getting a pool put in, so he.
All right. Okay. Hey, look, I know how to run heavy machinery. You guys rent it, I'll dig it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll come down there. I'll dig that hole in about a weekend.
All right, sounds good.
All right, everybody. Well, we will. We'll probably be back next week, I would imagine. See what's going on. Even if it's just a bullshit. Kind of like what we did tonight.
I was just gonna say, kind of like what we just did.
Yeah. But it's nice. It's a good distraction for everybody.
It is.
It takes us away from the normal bullshit of life. So yeah, we will. Sounds dirty. We will talk to you guys soon. We love you, and next week.
Yes. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.